the summer, VCW's Liberty Lottery 2014. We are live in the Norfolk Masonic Temple in Norfolk, Virginia. I'm Blake Chadwick, once again, joined by Jerry Stephanitsis here at the broadcast locations. 4 big championships to be decided tonight, including the big one, the VCW Liberty Lottery Battle Royal delayed entry. 20 men will enter, 1 man will leave with a title shot at any championship of his choosing in the next calendar year.
That's right, and Diamond Victor Grip tonight is going to finally unseat Dirty Money. You know, Dirty Money's really close to having the longest VCW championship reign of all time. It's not going to happen.
He's getting very close to that number. Let's head to ring announcer Brandon Matheny for a special announcement from the commissioner, George Pathis.
Liberty Champion with pride and integrity, and it is my honor to present to him the brand new VCW United States Liberty Championship.
What's the point of that, Blake?
It's a brand new title, and it's a beautiful title. Arguably one of the nicest titles, not only in VCW, but the entire state of Virginia.
Too much back padding, if you ask me.
The winner of this match will be the number 20 entry in the Liberty Lottery Battle Royal. The 2 men in nominal will be numbers 1 and 2. Your referee for this match, VCW senior official, Ron Mills. Introducing first, coming to the ring by Spencer Chestnut Esquire. Hailing straight from the gym, weighing in at 220 pounds.
After a rousing introduction by Spencer Chestnut, True Talent Bobby Shields making his way out here for our opening contest tonight at Liberty Lottery 2014.
He wasn't done yet. There's more. Greatest introduction in the history of wrestling.
That's debatable.
Hailing from Harrisonburg, Virginia, weighing in at 195 pounds, Mr. Excellence, Brandon Scott.
As participant number 2 makes his way down here, Mr. Excellence Brandon Scott. Once again, folks, triple threat rules. One fall to a finish to kick things off at Liberty Lottery. The winner of this match will get that number 20th spot in the 20-man over-the-top delayed entry battle royal. A huge advantage coming up in that match later on for the winner here. And the 2 men that don't gain the pinfall will be the first 2 entrants, number 1 and 2, and put them firmly behind the 8 ball in the Liberty Lottery later on tonight.
You know, they say when you play the lottery, Blake, you run a lot of risks. You're gambling, right? Well, this is the ultimate gamble, in my opinion, because now it's not just up to these stupid people to draw numbers out of a hat. Now these guys are risking in an actual match, but the reward is there as well.
And they're not stupid people. They're the fans of Vanguard Championship Wrestling. A very special opportunity for them tonight. The fans seated at ringside have the ability to draw the numbers of the various participants coming out. So you can very well see a fan in the front row pull any superstar's name out of that hat. From what I understand, Jerry, a lot of surprises, a lot of shenanigans could be on hand coming up at the Liberty Lottery. The way I saw things, only about 12 names on paper. There's a few names out there that not even the top men in VCW know, so some surprises certainly will be coming in just a short while.
Weighing in at 15 stone, Majority Bulldog, Sean Denny.
And Sean Denny making his way out here from Newcastle, England, weighing in at 15 stone, the master of the GBH, a man who has won 3 of the 4 championships in VCW, and he's accompanied to the ring by his brother Mark Denny, of course, together. They are the Geordie Bulldogs, 2-time VCW Tag Team Champions. And if you look at this here, Jerry, Sean Denny winning the Liberty Lottery later tonight, it's almost a guarantee he's going to be joining up with his brother once again to go after those Tag Team Championships.
Well, that's what you would expect out of Geordie Bulldogs, but see, you don't know something about Sean Denny that I know.
What insight do you know about Sean Denny?
He's selfish. He's a selfish man. So you might think they go after the tag belts, but that's not guaranteed. You don't know what they're going to go after.
That's very true. Do not know what they're going to go after. Of course, Mugabe the Cannibal claimed he was going to go after the heavyweight championship after our Liberty Lottery in 2013. Ended up going after USJ's Liberty Championship. So things can always change. Anything can happen here. Referee Ron Mills assigned to this contest. Triple threat rules once again. One fall to a finish. Bell sounds this one's underway. Liberty Lottery 2014 kicking off with this great triple threat contest.
Right, and they are 3 amazing athletes to point out. Obviously, Bobby Shields is the premier athlete in this match, though.
And Bobby Shields gets bumped to the outside. You see Brandon Scott in the ring right now tying up with Sean Denny, both in blue trunks, almost looking like a tag team here. But you're certainly going to see every man for himself when it comes to the Liberty Lottery later on tonight, where, of course, the final man in will be the man who gets a shot at any of the championships, whether the heavyweight title, the Liberty title, the Commonwealth Championship, or, of course, the Tag Team Championships. That all remains to be seen. And the double team high elevation with the big back body drop. And Brandon Scott is going to dump the Geordie Bulldog right on the back of his neck with that back suplex. So Mr. Excellence rolling early on.
But there he is, Bobby Shields. Right, he picked his spot perfectly right there. Blake, he saw Sean Denny was down, and he took out Mr. Excellence.
And you wonder if Mr. Excellence, Brandon Scott, could possibly be the man on the disadvantage in this contest. Bobby Shields out here with Spencer Chestnut. Sean Denny, of course, seconded by his brother Mark. You wonder with Brandon Scott not having someone to shout words of encouragement at him, if that could potentially play a role. And that big face wash by Bobby Shields in the corner is going to ground Brandon Scott. And right now, True Talent, the only man standing, going to roll over 1-2.
That's it, Sean.
And right there, Jerry, you see one of the caveats of the triple threat. Very difficult to make the pinfall when that third man comes into play.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's almost like you have to beat 2 people at the same time in order to win one of these matches. It's essentially a handicap match, except sometimes, don't touch me, except sometimes, the other guy helps you too.
Denny picks him up, that delayed vertical suplex, paying homage to the late great Branch Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, his fellow countryman, and he's going to dump Bobby Shields right down. Then he's going to roll over 1, and he's only going to get a 1 count here. Capacity crowd tonight. Liberty Lottery really packing it in here in the Norfolk Masonic Temple. The biggest show of the year when it comes to Vanguard Championship Wrestling. Brandon Scott with that picture-perfect dropkick right in the kisser. 1, 2. And a near fall once again as Brandon Scott tries to stay on the advantage right now. Goes back to Bobby Shields. Irish whip into the buckle. He's going to follow up with it. And a big European uppercut by Brandon Scott. Scott picks him up. And a slingshot suplex right there by Brandon Scott. 1, 2. And another near fall by Mr. Excellence.
It's going to take a lot more than that to take out Bobby Shields, Blake.
As it very well could. As you see him drop down with a jawbreaker. Snapmares him up and over. Bobby Shields off the rope. And the running knees right to the throat right there. 1, 2. And a near fall. And if you notice the knees, that's obviously one of the big moves of Sean Denny, coming off the top of those double knees to the chest. That GBH. But right now, Bobby Shields going to work on Brandon Scott. 1, 2. And once again, the triple threat posing a difficult time for any of these men to gain the advantage.
You know, Bobby Shields is so strong, his knees can bench press 500 pounds. Did you know that?
Oh, would you stop it? And Sean Denny there looks like he catches him in the forehead with that running knee. And now kicks him in the midsection. Mr. Excellence looks like he got all of them right there with that right hand. Brandon Scott tries to send him for a ride. Sean Denny backs into the corner. And look at Sean Denny there putting on the brakes. Scott perches him up, high-risk territory. And Brandon Scott's going to climb up, Jerry. This could pose poorly for both men. And Bobby Shields is going to catch him. Now, both men in a precarious situation.
Oh, man.
Bobby Shields, here we go, Jerry. He's going to try to powerbomb Brandon Scott. And he's going to like Sean Denny, Tower of Doom.
Bobby Shields ended up on top of that one, Blake. This is a perfect opportunity for him to make the cover.
Can either of these men capitalize here? Every man is down. Who's going to be able to gain the pinfall and get that 20th spot in the Liberty Lottery coming up later on tonight?
Well, you know who I think it's going to be.
Who? Bobby Shields. Of course that's who you pick.
Of course.
We know you are in Spencer Chestnut's personal relationship. Probably bought you those muscles. As Sean Denny, those knife-edge chops ring it throughout the Norfolk Masonic Temple. And Brandon Scott's going to throw Denny to the outside. Now we got a one-on-one situation here. Sends it for a ride. And a clothesline takes down true talent Bobby Shields. One more time. Can the third time be a charm? He ducks underneath the clothesline. And Brandon Scott kicks him in the midsection. And Brandon Scott there with that discus forearm. Down goes Shields. Took that inside leg. 1, 2. And a near fall right there. Brandon Scott nearly gets the victory as Sean Denny's trying to crawl back into the ring. And if you notice, Mark Denny trying to help his brother back in, maybe going to give him some words of encouragement there.
He needs more than words of encouragement right now.
And remember, folks, one fall to finish the man. Oh, he could be going for that ego trip. Oh, he calls that the ego trip, that fisherman's DDT. And unfortunately, Brandon Scott's going to roll to the...
He's too close to the ropes.
And he rolls nearly to the outside, and he puts his foot on the bottom rope. Nice ring presence right there by Mr. Excellence. And Bobby Shields is going to pick up Denny with the go-behind. And the Geordie Bulldog plants him with the savant kick. But keep your eyes on Brandon Scott. He's all the way up top. And he nails him there with that Scott Buster. That top rope blockbuster.
He's got the body bomb.
And he nails him there with the Bobby bomb. Sean Denny's down. Here's the leg. No. 2, 3.
All right.
Number 20 in the Liberty Lottery. Would you stop clapping?
Why? Oh, Spencer speaking.
Dry cleaning.
Don't worry, that suit's only worth about $15. I wouldn't worry about it.
Maybe where you shot. But nonetheless, oh, here we are in the middle of the ring right now. Mr. Excellence, Brandon Scott, Sean Denny staring each other down.
They're going to be numbers 1 and 2 later. They're going to face off.
And they are shaking hands, but you make a point there, Jerry. Numbers 1 and 2 in the Liberty Lottery coming up later tonight. Both of those men are going to try to go the distance and possibly win the Liberty Lottery, but the odds will be heavily stacked against them in that matchup.
You know what? Yeah, you know what's really going to be stacked against them? The man who just beat both of them at the same time. True talent Bobby Shields will be number 20. By the time they're in there, Bobby Shields will probably dump both of them at the same time like 2 sacks of potatoes.